Hello and welcome to the Homeless Consultant's channel. My name is Paul B. I am the Homeless Consultant. I just drove through the first real snow of the year in terms of snow that would affect the roads and traffic. It's about 1/8 of an inch of snow. It's not much. And I am a nervous wreck. Without a defroster, I couldn't see out the windshield. The state of Minnesota does not actually paint lines on their roads. They paint something, but they seem to use transparent tape. If it ever rains or snows, you can't see the lines, you can't see the dashes. You have absolutely no idea where the lanes are on those roads. It's impossible. Other states I've been in, I think even California, which doesn't get a whole lot of snow in San Diego, like zero, even they paint reflective dashes and lines so that your headlights reflect off of it and you can see the lines really, really well, whether it's dark or you have street lights or whatever. Minnesota, whose roads are covered all the time with snow half a year, doesn't bother to do that. They've got more important things to spend money on, like building a football stadium. I didn't know it was going to snow, folks. I didn't know. You can't trust these weather reports. In fact, what happened was when I left work, I went to the store. I went to a store that's about 6 miles away. I was in there for a while. I came out, and there's snow on the ground. Not much. Just a little tiny covering, but everything, my car was covered, couldn't see anything. So I start the car and start letting it heat up. The only thing that generates heat is the rear defroster. So I sit there for about a half hour, and I'm really low on gas to begin with. Lower than I've really been in a long, long time. I've never really gotten this low. But I've had to burn so much gasoline lately to stay warm, it happened. I put on my weather radio here, and it says less than an inch. So, like I said, I sat in the car for about a half hour. I take the snow brush out and go around the car, and it's one of those snows where you do one side of the car, you do the other, and then the one you started with is already covered again. That sticky, slushy, really slippery snow. And I go listen to the weather report again to refresh what's supposed to go down tomorrow. And just like that, they changed it to 2 to 4 inches. Not less than an inch, 2 to 4 inches. Just like that. And they, no fanfare. They don't say, oh, we made a mistake. We don't have the slightest idea what we're doing. We're just making this up as we go. It's now 2 to 4 inches. Just in one cycle of the weather report, all of a sudden they say 2 to 4 inches, as if they'd been saying that all day, all night. They haven't been saying that all day or night, folks. I took some film when I was on the highway because you couldn't go more than 40, and frankly, if I didn't have all these tailgaters behind me, I wouldn't be going 40. I'd be going about 25. But Minnesotans tailgate in the snow. They're not the smartest people in the world, if you haven't seen my other videos. Not the brightest bulbs in the chandelier. So I just held the camera and I took some video to let you see what it's like to drive in a Minnesota snow, the first snow of the year. You can even see on the big, huge overpass ramp, which goes on for like half a mile where all the interchanges are, there's some kind of accident at the top of that. So the police are up there with their flashing lights, and all these cars are backed up for a mile. And those people are stuck at the top of that narrow little interchange they've got. They just built it last year, I think. Apparently someone didn't think that one through very well either. I mean, folks, in those 6 miles, I honestly don't know. I don't know if I was driving between the lines or the lines were in the center of my car. I have no idea. And these cars just go zooming by me. Just look at the video. They just go speeding right by. They can't see the lines either. Nobody can. So they're just winging it. Some of these cars would get within inches of my car, and then they'd suddenly start going that way. And that makes me nervous, because that's where you start fishtailing and you sideswipe people. And I can't even talk. It is so cold now. It's just dip down below freezing really quick. Somehow, by the grace of God, I made it back here to work. I can't get any food now, so I worked a whole day at work, and I don't even get a snack, let alone a meal after all that work. I have to wait till tomorrow morning. Hopefully I can drive somewhere and maybe get one of those gas station hot dogs for breakfast and for dinner tonight. Because I don't have a home where I can go cook food. I can't see out of this windshield. There, in the parking lot where I was at, 2 cars came in and just started doing donuts in the parking lot. The previous owner of my car probably did something like that with this car all the time, which is why I have spent more money repairing the suspension and constantly replacing tires that get worn because of the bad suspension. I have spent more money on that by far than I spent to buy the car in the first place. The previous owner of my car was a poorly raised Minnesota teenager. That's redundant, a Minnesota teenager who was given a free car that they didn't have to work for, didn't have to pay for, no responsibility whatsoever. So they could go out and have fun in the parking lot doing donuts and pass the savings on to the next owner of the car, who just happens to be someone who had to live in the car. I am a nervous wreck. And I just wanted to show you why. Thank you for watching.